Hey, so this is a quick video about what to expect on the Underground River Tour in Puerto Princessa. So I booked through my hotel, which was a little bit more expensive at the Astoria Palawan, but I will say that was a little bit closer to the destination, which is nice. So I think from town, I heard it's around 2 hours, and from my hotel, it was about an hour. Definitely a windy road. Take some Dramamine if you get car sick because it's pretty windy and it's long. So after the ride, you get to the port and it was really nicely organized. They did like all the port fees and everything like that. You take a boat ride to the underground river place, and there are bathrooms there. You take a tiny hike. It's just flat to where you go into the cave and you ride these little bancas. They do provide a hard hat and some life vests. There are a lot of monkeys here that just roam around, so be careful there. But the cave itself was pretty cool. They give you like some earbuds and like this little device that talks to you during the tour because you have to be really quiet. There are bats. It's very dark, so if you don't like the dark and you don't like bats, you may not like this, but it definitely was something to see and it was beautiful. So I wasn't expecting it to be a really great tour, if I'm being honest, but it really was. So going through the cave, again, it's really dark. You just go like in and then you circle back and go out. But what they tell you inside in your ear that you're listening to is really nice. And the tour, the person that does the boat also kind of guides you through there. Now, I'm just going to keep talking about the tour here and you can just watch the footage. But afterwards, they take you to a lunch buffet. I will say, since we left really early and we're one of the first people, it was really great because we were the first people on the boats to go through the cave, and then we were definitely the first people at the lunch buffet, and it was a really nice buffet with really great food selection. And then after that, they take you to another spot where you have the option to do zip lining and a mangrove tour. Now, I will say this is the downfall of a group tour, right? Is that if you didn't want to do either, you had to wait for the people that did those. If you did one, you had to wait for the person that was doing the other one. So you do keep that in mind, but it wasn't that bad, but we did do the zip lining. Totally worth it on this tour. Now, I will say they don't advertise it as being a hard hike, but it was so hot out, and the hike was not, I would say, super easy. Now, my mom, who is 68, did it, but she was struggling. She had to stop quite a bit because it's pretty steep, and I'm pretty fit, and I also had to stop, and mostly too because it was very, very hot, so it was a hard hike. But the ziplining itself was beautiful. It was a very long, very steep one. There were actually a couple people on our tour who ended up going up there and they couldn't do it. They had to walk back down because they were afraid of heights. So if you're afraid of heights, definitely don't do it because it is not your normal zip line. It is very, very high and very, very long. I'm sorry I don't have footage of it, but it's super beautiful. Now, this here is this little boat that you take across, and then you go walk on the beach, and then you go up and hike to the top of the zip line. They do, of course, have all the gear up there, and you can ride in doubles if you want to. So that was a nice option as well. And because it's so high, you have to have enough weight to do it. The mangrove one, somebody in our group did it. She said it was super boring. She went with her daughter, her very young daughter, and she actually did both, and so we had to wait. We all did the zip lining, and then she did the mangrove, and again we had to wait for her, and she said it wasn't worth it at all. So I wouldn't recommend that. I don't know though, I didn't take it, but it's just a little boat ride that just goes through the mangroves, and she said there was really nothing to see. This here is kind of some footage here of the hike up to the zip line. Again, it's very long, if it's hot out, it's super hard. So I just would think about that if you have like seniors in your group, about whether or not they can do that. But I do think this was really well worth the money. I think if you're in Puerto Princessa, it's just something that you have to do, or you should do, because it is one of the natures of the wonders of the world or something like that. So enjoy.